Welcome to the video replay for Double Up Trivia for November 22nd, 2020. This video just has the questions and answers, but if you want to join the actual live trivia event that has live scoring and competition among teams, you can do that by showing up to twitch.tv/yearofglad every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Again, that's twitch.tv/yearofglad every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Let's go ahead and take a look at the questions and answers for November 22nd. Round 1 has 8 questions and answers. In this video, I'll do a question followed by the answer, question followed by the answer, and so on. If you need more time before seeing the answer, just go ahead and pause the video before I move on to show the answer for each question. Here is round 1, question number 1. What first and last name finish the quote below, which indirectly references failed sitcoms like Hello Larry and Condo? Quote, I thought everybody loved McLean Stevenson. It was blank blank that people loved. And the person that people loved was not McLean Stevenson, but rather his character on MASH, which was Henry Blake. Stevenson played Blake, but then had difficulty achieving the same level of popularity when starring in other sitcoms. Round 1, question number 2. Jo Jorgensen and Spike Cohen are both associated with what organization founded in 1971 that has the logo shown here? And that logo and those people are associated with the Libertarian Party. Jorgensen and Cohen were the ticket for the Libertarian Party in the most recent presidential election in the United States. Round 1, question number 3. Adding a letter to the middle of the name of a fast casual chain founded in Kirkwood, Missouri in 1987 and known by a different name in the St. Louis metropolitan area gives the name of what band, which released 1992's Vulgar Display of Power? And that fast casual chain is Panera. Adding a T to the middle of Panera gives Pantera. And in St. Louis, Panera is branded as St. Louis Bread Company. Round 1, question number 4. What name first and last is both the name of a fictional detective who achieved popularity in the 1930s and the pseudonym used by the cousins who created the character and wrote more than 30 novels featuring him? And that pseudonym and fictional detective is Ellery Queen. So fiction writers Frederick Dene and Manfred Lee created Detective Ellery Queen and then used the pen name Ellery Queen to write about Ellery Queen. Round 1, question number 5. While letterboxing results in horizontal black bars above and below a video image, what word from a style of street mailboxes in the UK describes a similar formatting, which results in vertical black bars to the left and right of a video image? And that which refers to the street mailboxes, those are pillar mailboxes, or pillar box mailboxes, and so the term is pillar boxing, often used on television when showing cell phone videos shot in portrait mode. Round 1, question number 6. What conductor, who conducted the Chicago Symphony Orchestra in 999 concerts, and died a month before his 1000th, has a last name composed of the names of 2 musical notes? That conductor is Georg Solti, whose name is Sol plus T, and his recording of Wagner's Der Ring des Nibelungen has twice been voted the greatest recording ever made. Round 1, question number 7. In the 1986 2-minute-long film Luxo Jr., the title character balances on a ball and then hops on it until it deflates. The title character went on to appear in the corporate logo of what company? And in the logo, the character exhibits the same behavior, hopping on something until it gets squashed, and that is Pixar. Luxo is the small angle poised lamp that jumps on and squashes the capital I in Pixar's animated logo. In round 1, question number 8. What woman who created the first generation of mental asylums in the United States and served as the superintendent of Army nurses during the Civil War shares her last name with one of her contemporaries, the governor of New York, who is the namesake of a fort near Trenton, New Jersey. And that fort is Fort Dix, and that woman is Dorothea Dix. After round 1, each week there's a speed round. The format of the speed round varies from week to week. This week, the format is order up, so players and teams are given a list of 6 things to put in order, and then they are scored based on how close their list is to the actual correct list. In the order up for this week, put the celebrities in order based on the number of times they have hosted a Saturday Night Live from fewest to greatest. And the 6 people, the 6 celebrities, were Alec Baldwin, Chevy Chase, Will Ferrell, John Goodman, Tom Hanks, and Steve Martin. So teams have about 3 minutes to complete this task. But let's go ahead and take a look at the answers here. So those 6 celebrities in order from fewest to greatest are Will Ferrell with 5 times hosting, Chevy Chase at 8, Tom Hanks at 10, John Goodman at 13, Steve Martin at 15, and Alec Baldwin at 17. And that brings us to round 2, exactly the same as round 1, 8 questions, 8 answers. Here's round 2, question number 1. What word is common to a 2013 single that reached number 1 in New Zealand, among other countries, the nickname of the NBA team that left Cincinnati in 1972, and the E! Network's first scripted series, which starred Elizabeth Hurley? And that scripted series is The Royals. The NBA team were the Cincinnati Royals, and the single that reached number 1 in New Zealand was Royals by Lorde, who was born in New Zealand. Round 2, question 2. What British band took their name from a character in the 1968 film Barbarella? And if you have seen Barbarella, you know that there's a character named Dr. Durand Durand. Also, Duran Duran released a single titled Electric Barbarella in the US in 1997. Round 2, question number 3. The word describing a milled product of wheat used primarily to make pasta is an anagram of the name of what actor nominated for Best Supporting Actor in both 1956 and 1961? First and last name required. And that word describing the milled product of wheat is semolina, and that makes Sal Mineo, who was nominated for both Rebel Without a Cause and Exodus. Round 2, question number 4. The last 8 winners of what annual prize are listed below in reverse chronological order? Michael Kiwanuka, Dave, Wolf Alice, Sampha, Skepta, Benjamin Clementine, Young Fathers, and James Blake. This was a tough one. They are all musicians or bands. And that annual prize was the Mercury Prize, awarded for the best album released in the UK by a British or Irish act. Round 2, question number 5. What flower shares a name and etymology with the term in painting that refers to the rendering of the color of flesh? And that etymology goes back to carn, meaning flesh, and the flower is carnation. Round 2, question number 6. Coins with mismatched obverse and reverse sides, such as a coin with the obverse of a Washington state quarter and the reverse of a Sacagawea dollar, accidentally minted in 2000, are named after what animal with a unique parentage? And those coins with mismatched fronts and backs are called mules, since a mule is the product of a male donkey and a female horse, 2 different animals. Round 2, question number 7. What French word, the singular of the nickname of Montreal's CFL team, whose logo is shown here, is also part of the name of the first Canadian satellite? That French word, which is French for lark, is alouette. The Montreal Alouettes won 3 Grey Cups in the 2000s, and Canada's first satellite, the Alouette 1, launched in 1962 and studied the ionosphere. Round 2, question 8, the last question for round number 2. An actress with the first name Una was born in 1925, the daughter of an American playwright, whose own mother became addicted to morphine during his birth. Una was also the fourth wife of a famous English comic actor. What is the name of either Una's father or her famous husband? And then teams for a bonus 3 points could give the name of the other person, Una's father or her famous husband, that they did not give as their main answer. Those two people, Una's father, her famous husband, her father was playwright Eugene O'Neill, and her famous husband was Charlie Chaplin. She married Chaplin when she was 18 and Chaplin was 54. And Eugene O'Neill's semi-autobiographical play, A Long Day's Journey into Night, is about, in part, a mother addicted to morphine. So that was the clue there. After both rounds and the speed round brings us to round 3, the final round. There are 8 questions, and teams just have to give answers to 5 of the questions, and they get points based on how rare their answers are. The rarer the answer that they give, the more points it is worth. For this week, the first name in each of the 8 answers to the clues on the following page are all books of the Bible, ignoring any numbers in book titles. None have a first name that is a name of one of the Gospels. What are 5 of the 8 answers? First and last names required. So again, the first names are books of the Bible, and here are the 8 clues. The journalist and author who compiled and adapted African-American Brer Rabbit stories in the post-Reconstruction South. The Shakespeare play, noted for its gratuitous violence, including cutting out Lavinia's tongue. The psychologist, described by Nixon as, quote, the most dangerous man in America, who popularized the phrase, turn on, tune in, drop out. The more famous brother of Booksmart star Beanie Feldstein, shown here. The American inventor, whose invention was aided by the percussion cap and the use of interchangeable parts. The member of the International Swimming Hall of Fame who also starred in 1952's $1 Million Mermaid. The real name of fictional detective created by Walter Mosley, who first appeared in Devil in a Blue Dress, and the former Hawaii U.S. Senator who, prior to Kamala Harris, was the highest-ranking Asian American politician in U.S. history. Teams have about 7 minutes to come up with 5 answers for these 8 clues. Let's go ahead and take a look at the answers. Again, pause the video if you want some more time to look at these. But here come the answers for this week. The journalist and author created Uncle Remus, that is Joel Chandler Harris. The Shakespeare play Lavinia appears in Titus Andronicus. That psychologist, the most dangerous man in America, was Timothy Leary. If you look at the picture of Beanie Feldstein, you can see a strong resemblance to actor Jonah Hill. The American inventor, the percussion cap is part of a revolver, and that is Samuel Colt. A member of the International Swimming Hall of Fame, who's also appeared in movies, was Esther Williams. The real name of the fictional detective portrayed by Denzel Washington in Devil in a Blue Dress, that was Easy Rollins, but his real first name is Ezekiel Rollins. And finally, the former Hawaii U.S. Senator, who prior to Kamala Harris was the highest-ranking Asian American politician in U.S. history, that is Daniel Inouye. And that brings us to the end of this week's Double Up Trivia. Thanks for watching the video. Again, I hope you'll join us every week, Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific, at twitch.tv/yearofglad. Come on, hang out. It takes about an hour to play. It's free to play. There are no prizes. Just come on, hang out, have some fun, answer some trivia. Hopefully we will see you there.